It's hard to hear that the world you've been living in your mind doesn't exist other than in your mind, and that it's not really real. It's a really weird thing to hear. And the problem is you just don't want to be wrong your whole life. I remember I remember sitting there being like, I was almost angry, you know? That everything I'd been perceiving, I'd gotten to the point where it was so undeniable that everything I'd been perceiving was wrong. I was perceiving it wrong. I'd been living in this world that was creating suffering, and it was my suffering from my own confusions and my own ignorance. And I was just mad. I was like, I can't believe I've spent so much of my life living in a world that doesn't exist and suffering that world. I was like, wow. It seems so real. The things I used to suffer in my 20s, I was the poster child for codependency. I would break up with a girl I didn't even like, and it would rip me in half. I would feel so much pain. It was craziness. I look back on that now and I just laugh. I couldn't possibly suffer those things because my mind is no longer wired to suffer like that. It doesn't mean that I don't experience sadness. It doesn't mean that I don't experience discomfort, but I don't suffer the sadness. I don't suffer the discomfort. Where there is loss, there will be sadness. Sadness is a natural catharsis. You cry and you be sad, and it heals you. And you can even have joy with your sadness, just as part of an expression of your humanity. What it is to just be human. Sadness is a part of that. The suffering is, oh, this shouldn't have happened, and why me, and poor me, and all the stuff that you do in your own mind to yourself. My God. That I did too. And your belief system about yourself. Pardon my French, but what a piece of shit you think you are. People talk to me. I see a lot of students. And I've talked to a lot of people over the last 25 years. And you really get down to the nitty-gritty, most of the people that you meet really have a very low opinion of themselves. Just leave it at that. And that's all made up in your mind, too. My mind has said things to me about me that I wouldn't say to my worst enemies. It only becomes a problem when I believe them.